Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: daily means daily. So I'm having a few calls with some clients this week, and we're talking about their targets as we go into 2019, where they want to be at the end of the year, and then we break it down and we do what are called 90-day outcomes, and we talk about targets. Targets, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You might talk about goals, we talk about targets, something that you specifically want to hit, annihilate, crush in your life. Enough about that. So as we're having the discussion, though, what we're talking about is where you want to be in the next 90 days going to propel you to additional steps to where you want to get to by the end of the year. In other words, when you look at the targets that you've written today and where you want to be in 90 days, you will have accomplished some big shit, and at the end of it, is that going to move you towards your bigger target at the end of the year? And what's interesting is I've audited some people and we've had some conversations around this, is there's some common words that have come up. One of those common words is daily. Daily can be a very dangerous word. Another one of those words is, or phrases I would even say is, I would like to, or I'm hoping to, or I'd like to see. These are all generalized statements that, now daily is different. We're going to talk about that. That's the point of today's discussion. Daily means daily. But then there's these other statements that people make, and they wonder why they don't hit targets or goals, in whether it's in a year or a month or in a week or whatever timeline is that they give themselves. They don't hit them because they set these things with generalized ambitions. It's like, well, I hope to, I'd like to, I want to, as opposed to, I am going to weigh 153 pounds. I am going to weigh 202. I am going to run a 10-mile race. I am going to run a 3-mile race. I am going to seduce my wife 3 times a week. I am going to write my wife love notes 5 days a week. Or I am, so you get the point. You're getting the point right now. I know you get this. So you have to be specific on what it is that you want. None of this generalized terminology that is only going to lead you down the rabbit hole of despair, because you're going to have a day where you miss something, you don't feel good about something, you feel like you're off track, and because you said I'd like to, I hope to, the mind says, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll give it a shot next year. So then there's that word, as we now shift our focus towards that word called daily. And I have clients who are saying, I want to meditate daily. I want to work out daily. Now, that's great. It's wonderful. I myself, as of this recording, have meditated somewhere along the road of, I don't know the exact number, so I'm not going to say, make up a number. I'll say it's around 800 days straight. Could be a little more, could be a little less, but I'm at about 800 days straight. That means I have meditated daily, folks. I have meditated daily for over 2 years. Daily. That means you cannot miss a day. And what happens is people don't look at that, and they look at it and it doesn't mean anything. Okay, yeah, daily sounds good. But in actuality, do they really understand what daily means? Daily means if you miss one, you are no longer daily. You have no longer done what you needed to do daily. And that becomes a problem. That becomes an issue for people because now they're done. I'm at week 4 of a daily goal that I have, and I want to do it daily for 12 weeks, and I miss a day. I'm done. I have not hit my target if my target was to meditate daily. And now you're faced with a challenge. Now you're faced with a decision. Do I keep going and try to get 89 out of 90, which would still be a great accomplishment, or do I just give up? Now, what I would have you do is I would have you, one, if you're caught in that predicament, just say, look, I got a course correct here. What can I learn from this? And how can I use that moving forward? Well, what I am going to do is as I project and look ahead, I know there's a couple other points in time here where I might actually be at risk of missing this. Now I can push through and shoot for 89 out of 90, or I can say by the time I get to the 3rd month, I want to be meditating daily in the 3rd month. There's all kinds of different ways to look at this. When I'm setting a goal or a target and I'm sitting down and I have 90 days to do this, I might say, all right, I want to get to the 3rd month and then start meditating daily. On the 1st of March is my daily meditation. And what I'm going to do to work up to that is I'm going to meditate 3 times a week in the month of January. I'm going to meditate 5 times a week in the month of February, and I'm going to meditate 7 times a week in the month of March. So you see how that works. Eventually I get to daily. So if you're a person who when you look at challenges like this, you're already kind of feeling like, look, your goals and targets should make you feel uncomfortable. They should make you feel challenged. But if you're a person who knows that you have a difficult time with discipline anyway, there's a whole line of work that we need to do in your headspace in order to get to a point to where you are doing daily. And if you don't have that program within your psyche, then you got to do something to work into daily, which is exactly what I have laid out for you here today. I've got to break it down into a 3, a 5, and a 7, and by the time I hit the third month, I will now be at daily. Then, by that third month, I might push myself and say in my next 90 days, I am going to meditate 90 days straight, daily. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are sabotaging your own success before you ever start. Daily, ladies and gentlemen, means daily. And it takes a special individual to have that level of discipline to be able to push through and do something daily. Now, I know if you're listening to this right now, you're that special individual. I know that you have what it takes. The only problem is you might not know you have what it takes. So, when you're writing those targets, when you're writing those goals, make sure you pay very close attention to the words that you use and use words that are going to empower you and push you towards accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. And if you do that, eventually you will get to daily, and it will really mean daily. That's all I've got for you here today, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my reminder. You know what it is. First and foremost, if you enjoy this podcast and this is your first time or you've been listening and you haven't gone and done this yet, please head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher and subscribe. And then if you would, please go ahead and give me a rating and a review. And then the last piece of that puzzle is to simply forward it to a friend, colleague, relative, someone that you think could benefit from the messages that I share here daily, Monday through Friday, in order to help people just like you and I to have it all in our life and businesses. Next point is to head on over to commitandgo.com. This website has just a little bit of information about myself and events that we like to do, and you can go ahead and opt into our email list where you are going to get a free download of the Gap Map protocols, and you'll get that download. You'll get a 14-minute video to teach you how to walk through a process of getting from where you are to where you want to go while identifying the roadblocks that are in your way so that you are aware and you can start to strategize what needs to be done to remove them as you move towards the targets that you want to accomplish in your life. That is free for me, and it keeps us in touch. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big actions to create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.